What's up YouTube and welcome to Quinn MF Scouts. Now the Scouts archetype is not necessarily a new concept by itself, but it is, let's be real, the only deck where you can play Quinn in a somewhat competitive manner. And this deck has been inspired by Caster Gems, who went on quite the tear recently with his own build, and it is unique in a couple of ways and in its approach, and was quite successful. Seems to be a solid answer to quite a lot of the meta decks, and it helped Caster Gems go to the top of the European ladder, somewhere around 400 LP I believe. And what makes this list special is that it's doubling down on the synergy of the champions and the level ups alongside with scout units. A lot of scout decks recently have rather resorted to playing more Demasias, more Vanguard Bannermen, more Rallies, and I mean a lot of versions still play Poppy instead of Quinn, but Caster Gems version focused on some other things instead. We play all of the scout units that are reasonable and that are solid, so we always have a solid curve on scout unit on turn 4, scout units on turn 5, scout unit on turn 6, and we can always fill gaps with Valor if we bank spell mana early on. So we can, if we have the token on turn 3, we can already get 2 triggers on that MF level up with a Valor in. And besides that, Gems also doubled down on the odds of finding MF on turn 304, so basically on the first time we have the attack token. And he does so by playing copies of Pool Shark as well as Fortune Croakers as a very cheap early card draw that you can play on turn 1, 2, 3 to increase or maximize your odds of finding MF in time and just getting that snowball effect going. Because in the current meta there aren't a lot of efficient ways of stopping MF level up or removing her, and even the removal that can threaten her, we can usually shut down with 3 copies of Sharpside or our Ranger's Resolve tag. Brightsteel Protector or Golden Aegis can also work wonders defensively. If we start our turn, basically, if we have the attack token, we just put a barrier onto MF before our opponent can even put a removal spell on the stack, and Aegis still can help against slow speed spells like Avalanche. But for those of you who are not that familiar with the Scouts archetype in general, just a very quick overview. Our game plan is usually to flood the board, go very wide, and get a lot of attacks in with the Scout keyword as well as Golden Aegis, so our rally effects. And we either try to get that power spike of actually closing out the game just by going wide and having a lot of stats before our opponent can set up a lot of blockers, or that extra benefit that MF and Quinn passively have from our units attacking. And this deck is pretty good right now because there are a lot of 1 HP blockers in the meta, for example Kennen Ahri decks. And since there aren't too many mid-range decks, like there aren't a lot of wide boards of big units which our units just cannot trade with. Sometimes there might be 1 wounded White Flame on our opponent's side of the board, but if we attack with 5 units, most of the damage still goes through. So the deck is pretty straightforward to play. I'd still give you a couple of tips and tricks. Golden Aegis is usually better if we do it in our opponent's turn and if we have a scout unit and a champion set up on the board, because then we can get another set of 2 attacks in. Whereas if we rally on our attack token turn, we do not get the scout effect a second time. If we have the token, we attack twice, we rally, we get a 3rd attack in. But if we have the token, we attack twice, wait for our opponent's turn, rally, attack twice again, total of 4 attacks of course. So it's more effective on the champion level up. Sometimes it's still worth it. Sometimes we can still close out the game with just 1 extra attack, especially if MF levels on that attack or is already leveled. Another piece of advice is this deck is not quite as swarmy and aggressive as scout decks used to be back in the days. It's a bit more combo oriented, and that means very often we want to bank some spell mana for protection, for Ranger's Resolves, Sharpsides or Valor to play besides MF on turn 3 or turn 4 right away. So think about the matchups and think about what removal your opponent could have, how they could possibly deal with MF, and then act accordingly. And the last piece of advice, Vanguard Sergeant is a really nice tech, so sometimes we can still go for that classic Demacia, go wide, buff everything, have a lot of stats and swing in game plan. But this also requires a bit of careful thinking and setup. Of course, it's much better if we pair this together with a Golden Aegis, so we get that buff value twice, or if we have a lot of scout units on the board, so we get that buff value twice. And if our opponent plays a lot of pings or cards like Withering climbing whale that threaten the units before the buff goes through, we should consider setting this up with a ranger's resolve. And yeah, I've had quite a successful run on the ladder with this as well. Gems posted an 80% win rate. I think I was somewhere around 60 to 70 in Masters as well. And playing Scouts is always a bit of a gamble of which deck you run into, because you either are super favored in the matchup or you are very unfavored if your opponent has very effective answers. Nonetheless, it feels solid for climbing right now, and it also felt very, very good to finally level Quinn again. It's been a while.
Is it the mustache? Who knows?
Iceborn Spiders, interesting matchup. Like we should be able to overrun them, and they also have limited ways of dealing with MF. So MF on 3, Navigator on 4 is great. Could even keep Aegis for turn 5. The flip right away should be good, right? I don't even know if I keep Warden in that case. I guess it can't hurt. Bit of a weird hand to full keep, but I mean, we've got our game plan set up. It really just depends on how much removal our opponent actually plays. The other threatening thing is an Elise flip. Right, Elise flipping at the end of turn 4. Could threaten the MF. Pass, keep mana for Valor. How scared am I of Wild Feast? A bit, but not too much. Okay, so my opponent can't contest MF this turn.
I'm one of the good guys, but not.
They shouldn't have anything that deals with her next turn neither.
What's that noise?
Waiting for my opponent to tap under Vile Feast, basically. Navigator beats the box. Feels like box. Maybe I should have played Valor at the end of last round.
You have to get me out of here.
Vile Feast after all. Okay, good thing we delayed Valor. Only Valor swings here because we don't want to give our opponent this extra spider. It's definitely an Iceborn Legacy setup. Ooh. Interesting. I guess I was wrong. How do we do this? I guess now we tank. Can we stay out of atrocity range is basically the question. Aegis, Valor, block all 3 here. We take... Yeah, should be easy going. Maybe Mirai Warden instead. Looks good. Into Golden Aegis.
No, I've never met anyone like you. Protector, shield me.
Fool, do not doubt.
On the first swing, Valor pulls the spider on this. Yeah, it looks good. Pretty much win this round, more or less. If I shield this guy, he can also swing on the first attack already. The second attack, we kill all of these anyway.
This is our way.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything our opponent can do. GG. MF paired with Valor especially is kind of strong in this matchup. Okay, this matchup might be a bit more problematic. Brittle Steel is a menace, and I don't quite know what kind of removal they play for MF. I like Citria more because she's more sturdy against 5 Feast. Ooh.
If they're out there, I'll spot them.
Do I want to play around Avalanche though? Could just fully send it in and insta lose to Avalanche. Pass looks better.
For the homestead.
We're not really overrunning this deck. I think we gotta play for MF. Hope they don't have a box.
No prey, no pay. I'll do my best.
Don't think they should main deck Troll Chant.
Ready the torches. Alert the village.
Nice.
All the world on one arrow.
Every wave is a path.
As the arrow flies.
I don't think Sharpside block's that good.
This is our way.
These are our lands.
Interesting hand. We got a lot of playmaking potential, but we gotta close out the game very soon.
Love ya.
We might have to rally this turn. I feel like we win if we rally this turn, right? Depends on whether or not our opponent has an answer. So Ashe dies anyway, I pull her with Valor. Just a win on a rally. No, we only push 5. But my opponent tapped under Ruination mana. So we should just win next turn. Sharp set to kill a 3-3. Nah.
I must reach the king.
I mean, we even beat Thresh via Feast. Vengeance on MF. Probably be the only thing. That still loses, right? Especially to double rally. GG.
That's how we do things in
Yeah, there aren't really a lot of answers to MF running around in the current meta. Tyrion. I mean, dragons are a really bad matchup. We even go all in on MF. Could just keep Warden in this case. It's my best 2-drop. Uh-oh. Oh, White Flame is gonna be so good for my opponent.
Looking for trouble.
Then at least I take out one Dragon Show. Okay, okay. Could be a sharp side for sure. Pake Escape would be bad for me, sharp side would be good, but yeah, no, the attack should make sense. Because our opponent has to decide if they want to put that on Billy and go for the block or drag a Chow. And if they don't have a combo trick, it's good for us anyway. Nice, this way we at least push the 2 damage through here. Okay, so my opponent might already level Shyvana next turn, which is a huge problem. Because there's no way we level MF before she generates strikes.
The dragon's rage roars to get out.
Nothing I can do about it neither. That attack is a bit sus. We just go full board, I think. Sharpside doesn't do much anymore. The smells, on the other hand. Quinn. What? Strafing strike. Might just die to Dragon's Clutch here. Interesting.
Every wave is a path. Travel before me.
They're gonna put it here, right? Oh, the greed! Oh, the misery. Not good. Yeah, that was absolutely misplayed by our opponent. Their only priority should be to get rid of MF.
This is outrage! You pay first!
This should be harder to deal with for our opponent. Play this open attack with these 2 MF flips, even if they have a strike effect next turn, we play the second MF.
This is our way.
No regrets, no mercy.
Insert it. Saves both. Strafing. Insert it. Okay, so our opponent lives if I'm not mistaken.
Fortune favors the bold.
But they... No, wait, they're dead, right? Because of overwhelm. They have to block here. They block here, dragon goes to 1, we push 3. Yeah. Wait, this should be guaranteed lethal? No, it's still block here. They'd rather keep this alive, I think, right? More so than the scout. Question here is basically which one of these two units do I want to keep alive? Our opponent's forced to block here, no matter what they do. Since we have another scout in hand, I think we can sacrifice this one. Rally top deck. Close. Alright, that was the last card drawn by our opponent. Just take the block here and we should win on the open attack. Shouldn't be a way for our opponent to survive this. We go just full send, scout attack makes more sense, right? Yep, the open attack was key. G to the G. But yeah, not taking care of him after one turn was our opponent's downfall.
That's why I'm the captain.
Zoe Diana, okay. So question is this the Shellfolk version or the one with 6 pings? 6 pings is actually pretty annoying for us. Could be a full keep. Yeah, probably full keep. Could get rid of Quinn, the rest is quite essential though. Turn 4 already having Scout. Okay, pretty good opening.
He appeared out of nowhere. We were peaceful once.
Valor top deck would be nice. How scared are we of Diana? Thing is, we don't have a challenger right now, so she'll... Like, if she doesn't hit her this turn, she'll hit her eventually anyway. I would actually, maybe I should take one block because of group shots. Then again, of course, this just pressures more damage backed up with the MF passive. Telescope. That's probably the Shellfolk version then. Which plays a lot less pings, which is a lot nicer for us.
Every wave is a path.
Temperamental as moonlight.
Calm mind and open heart greet the night. This is our way.
Hybrid of both, maybe? I think that's worth protecting.
Love ya. Moving.
I know your true heart.
Let us take a peek at life beneath the waves.
Just rally, I guess. Where do we put the rally, though?
I must reach the king. It's our time.
Equinox and Crescent Strike are a bit rough. Like, not horrible.
Blessed is motion.
We will resist.
If it's none of the two, I think we just win. We're not quite there yet, but we're close.
Mwah. We will be free.
This is our way.
No regrets, no mercy.
Good thing is we get the scout open attacks. Our opponent already can't hush there.
You leave me no recourse.
Bad thing is stuff like Comet and Supernova are not that bad. We should still win. It's too inexpensive, too inefficient rather, to remove MF. Then we just refill with Quinn. Yeah, we should be good in this case. Maybe just full swing open attack. It's very close to lethal. Block, block. Flash block. I don't think there's much of a downside in playing Quinn first, to be honest. Our opponent hushes. Sure, we should probably swing once first.
Always forward.
Just to play around Hush. And then if our opponent does something, it's either Quinn plus Sharpside or Quinn give this challenger with Tattered Banner. And we go for the victory. GG's. running people over.
That's why I'm the captain.
You're right. Another matchup that should be on the favored side. So hope our opponent doesn't have a curator. Okay, no, it doesn't matter. Chronomancer, really? Well, you do you. I think it's still MF on 3, Bright still on 4. You can just let the hit go through.
Turn it like so.
Maybe not Bright Steel.
The bold.
Plays a bit into Avalanche Ravine, but not really. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Double Avalanche, I suppose. Yeah, but Protector is trolling. Just Striker into Sergeant, I guess. They have Ice Shard, we're just sad.
Discipline and steel.
Okay, 2 Avalanches gone.
Show them our metal.
It's not for Demacia though, is it? I think that's too weak against the freeze. No, it could be.
Where do you stand on cold shots?
We wouldn't close out the game, but we'd force our opponent to trade this off. And push a lot of damage. Probably just swing twice. First attack only Quinn swings.
Just like hunting thresher geese.
I think sacrificing the Valor and damaging this is worth it.
Glory unrelenting.
Push 7 to the face, yeah sure. It's decent. We were really looking for a rally there.
Welcome to the tipsy hour.
No scout unit right now kinda sucks.
Help! Somebody help!
Soldiers, to me.
Protector Quinn then for Demacia, I think.
The lady of ice and darkness.
I do so love when my people call me that.
Although Protector Quinn doesn't even help. Right, the level up doesn't really do anything. We still want the extra units. Maybe I should have played Banner. This does not look like lethal. The Challenger buffed so that we can take out Lissandra. What if I just swing regularly first? It's not good enough, right?
For the prince. You're covered.
Looks a lot like a freeze. A lot, a lot. But the payoff if they don't have one is pretty high.
Courage, soldier.
Still heart, steady aim.
A true Freljordian.
Ooh.
Just like hunting thresher geese. Where valor goes,
Spicy Icevale Archer. Might have saved my opponent. Then again, with these two are probably still good. Clock Hand's devastating, especially if it's like Promising Future Clock Hand. Besides that, probably fine. Just to block two more. Oh, do we get the Lissandra killed after all? Then it's perfectly fine.
Bigger than you.
stalling, huh?
Right, because of Valor, yeah, true. Opponent can still only let one unit go through. Flash freeze, okay, no Three Sisters. So at least that read was correct. Setting up ice shards, I suppose. Our opponent either needs to go for lethal right now or set up board clears.
Ages pass, but I am eternal. Embrace the cold.
I don't change things, but I can see it.
Sick. So we can kill that guy with a Challenger attack. And I think we can... Oh, damn. I think we can close out the game this turn.
Avenge me.
Hello, new best friend.
We're definitely setting it up for next turn. Pretty good for them.
Scouting ahead. Don't let them reinforce.
Wait, actually 2 units are going through. Nexus is going down too. It's a bit tough to count. Can remove Quinn, but that's fine.
Just like hunting thresher geese.
helpless child.
Ooh, interesting. Resolve's really good here. Because I open up next turn with Genevieve anyway. Gives us one extra attacker. Should close out the game. Of course, the punish is the third avalanche or another ice shard. I'm not sure if they're main decking ice shards right now though. This card's been in hand for a while, these two have not. Damn it. Don't think there's an upside in not full swinging. Or maybe I should have kept the resolve so Genevieve can attack twice. Same outcome though, right? Eh. And we're still kind of threatening lethal. One of full swing so my opponent can't replay Lissandra. There are a couple of reasons actually. If I pull this first, they put Ice Shard on this stack, then play Lissandra. These two don't go hit the Nexus. Or rather, if I do it this way, I guarantee that these hit without the Nexus being tough. Let's go. Crack the matchup. Found the rallies at just the right time though. It was definitely fortunate on our end.